Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I'm in Shanghai, China, and let's see, this is the 8th of November 2017, and this video I want to talk about, I've just been on a tour, and I want to kind of go into detail what happened on this tour, so it gives you something to think about when you're doing it. I'm going to have to look. I made a big list of stuff. And let's see, it was a 5-day tour. And what was on there was all Chinese. There was one white guy. They were from Australia, Canada, and the United States. On our bus, there was 44 people on our bus. I think it was something like that. And there was 3 buses, a total of 120, 130, something like that. So I was on a disadvantage. They've got American tours, and they're the same tour. It's just you have translators that are talking about this. This was all done in Chinese, so it was very difficult. And first I want to talk about some of the stuff I didn't like. And let's see, the thing was, there was probably the main thing is I don't like standing in line. I'm not a line kind of guy. And so that was kind of a pain in the butt because everything was in line. You stand in line on everything. Kind of reminded me of the military. Hurry up and wait. And so it wasn't good on that. Let's see. And what it is, another thing, remember I raised cattle. So that's what I felt like, a cow being herded from one spot to another. I don't like it. I don't like being told what to do. And this was a continuous, okay, we're going to eat now. Okay, now you go to the bathroom. And now we load up, get on the bus. And now we get off the bus. Now, we didn't so much stand in line, but it was a group just kind of standing around. And so it wasn't really, really bad like that. But in the military, I mean, it was standing in line, and for an hour or 2 hours. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just the idea we're on a schedule, and I'm too old for schedules. I got kind of spoiled in my life where I make things happen. I'll just let things happen. And this was a let things happen kind of thing. Okay, another thing, we went to different stores, not really, well, the other kind of stores. And I thought we would go there and learn something, like it was a factory, like we went to a tea place. And I thought they would tell us more, but then again, it was in Chinese, so I missed a lot. But anyway, they didn't do enough demonstrations. We sat in a room while they lectured to us, and then they sell us stuff. The same thing in another store, Jade. They sell jade, and I wanted to learn more about jade, and I didn't learn anything about jade. All they were doing is just selling us stuff. That's what it came across to me. I'm sure they said something, but let me see some demonstrations, just show me a pair or something. And they didn't. So I didn't like that. Let's see. We traveled in a group. Everything was in a group. I would see something that I would like to get involved in and spend more time. I couldn't. I had to wait with the group, stay with the group all the time. So that was a kind of a pain. And like I said, when you're going to all these places, their goal is to take your money. They want to sell you as much stuff as they can. And you got to remember, all these stores that we went to were all government-owned stores. I do all my business, small business people. I'm a small business guy, and I do small business dealings. I want to deal directly with the owner. I want to know this is the person that's doing it. If I'm eating, he's the one that's fixing the food for me, or at least the one's overseeing all this stuff. So I don't like the idea, because all they are is government employees. And you got to remember, in a communist country, everybody is a government employee unless they own their own business. And so now that's another reason why I do business like that. And so they're all trying to take my money. We travel as a group on schedule. All the time we're on a schedule. We went to one place in the morning, then we go eat. And this Chinese style eating, they ran Lazy Susan and brought out a bunch of different dishes. You needed to know how to use chopsticks. And I'm sure if you went with the Americans, they gave you silverware, but in our world, it was all in just typical Chinese. And like I say, so we'd go eat, and then after we'd eat, we'd load up on the bus and go to the next factory. And normally we would see one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and then you're going to be sightseeing, right? Okay, you go sightseeing about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when we finish up our last factory or whatever. And then it gets dark at 5:30, so you don't really get to sightsee anything. We go to a park, and then it's just rush through the park, take pictures, and move on. So I really wasn't too keen on that. Okay. And the hotels were very good. Probably the reality 3 and 4 star hotels. They tell you it's 4 and 5, but with the corruption, they're able to tell people that they are a 4 or 5 star hotel, but they're really not. Most of them are 3, maybe 4. So they were nice hotels. The one that wasn't, this is the least, the one that wasn't any good. And that's the one you see right here. And it's not even a hotel. What it is an apartment. It had a wash machine in there. And so that's why it was not really a hotel room. It's got a wash machine and a refrigerator and stuff like that. And it's the first one had it. So this one's less. This is they rented this by the month and give it to the tourists. So having a so the hotel rooms were really quite satisfactory. And it was a different one each day. We traveled each day. We would travel to another town. Like I say, we're in the Singapore area, but we went as far as 2 days drive away from Singapore, and then we worked our way back. So get the if you're going to take a tour, get exactly, because they already have it all scheduled out. They know where you're going to be. So you have a list, so you know where you're going to be each day, and plan it out. And it might be fun like that. And then again, I'm traveling with an 80-some-year-old man, so if I had somebody a little more friendlier with me, some sweet thing, hold my hand, maybe it might be a little bit more enjoyable. Sure, it'd be more expensive, because these are the places we went, so then they can take your money. The good thing was you were safe. They pretty much kept you in safe areas. The guide itself would watch over you and make sure you stayed in the group and they didn't lose you and stuff like that. I got lost once. I didn't really get lost. They lost me. I saw something cool. I wanted to go see it, and they weren't going to let me go see it, so I went and saw it anyway. So, let's see. And that guide. One thing I don't know. I don't speak Chinese, but when we're on the road going from town to town, he was talking the whole time. And if he wasn't talking, I think that was entertainment. So he was telling cool stories, stuff like that. I guess. I don't know. I didn't understand. Or if not, there'd be a representative from the factory that we're going to go see. Like we're going to go see a jade factory. Well, then there'd be somebody there talking about jades and stuff like that. I know that one time this lady was on there, and she was talking about scarves and sweaters and stuff like that. And, what do we want to do? What do we want to talk about all this time? We were on our way to a linen place. They make silk stuff. So they didn't show us how to make the silk. That's the stuff that made me mad. I wanted to really see it in action. They showed us the machines and stuff like that, old-fashioned machines. And then they ran over and started the sales pitch. So, and then I say, normally if you need to be real friendly with everybody there. Now, they put us on 3 different tables, and you sat in the same table in different restaurants every time on supper, or lunch and supper. So you sit with the same people, so you get to know these people. So, and it took me about 2 or 3 days to really start getting friendly with these people. But then again, remember, they don't speak English. A lot of them didn't speak English. And these people, some are going to be rich, some are going to be poor. They're just there like you, just for an adventure. This is what most people, the average person calls this an adventure. So that's what they were there for. And let's see. Another good thing is you could take pictures. And nobody really took videos. I didn't even take videos. I tried to take videos on the bus, trying to show things, but the guy kept talking, and you couldn't hear me talking when I was explaining what I was seeing. So that didn't work out too good. You tip the guide, the driver of the bus. Normally on the last day or something like that, you tip them. And I used my coins and stuff. I did that the first day, and then I used cash as the week went on. So, and like I say, you could talk English because, like I say, they know you're tourists, and there's no big deal. I remember I told you, normally when I travel, I start talking English. Somebody will call the police on me, and I say, oh, now I'm out here. Now nobody's calling the police on me. But then remember, Singapore is a business, kind of the business capital of China. So what you have here, they're used to people speaking English, and I haven't been able to get out amongst the people, but I would bet there'd be more people in general that could speak English than what I normally come up against in my travels. Now, right now I'm waiting in about an hour and a half. I go to the airport. I'll be catching a plane. I'll be going to another part of China, and then I've been talking to people, and I say these are Chinese, and they've kind of got me kind of caught up on some of the things to watch out for, because everybody knows I'm a single Chinese guy. I mean it's pretty apparent. And I'm still, one thing that does make me stand out is I'm in pretty good shape, and so I get an eye on people. They spot me pretty quick. And then like I say, everybody wants to know, am I retired, what I do, where I go, where I live, and being homeless and no job and no money. That everybody knows better. I can't use that on things like this, because where I'm at and what we're doing, it was apparent that there's something more to it than that. Even though it's all true, there's something else that goes along with it. But I say I'm going to be I'll be going to Canton area. That's down by Hong Kong. And then just right off the top of my head, I'm going to kind of sit around down there for about a week. I really haven't had no culture shock because I was with the tour. It wasn't that shocking. So probably when I get down there, I might go into shock. I got an apartment rented, and I'll probably stay there for about a week, make sure I get over my culture shock, kind of have as much fun as I can there local. The guy I'm with, try to get some kind of understanding of what's going on. He's going to be with his friends and family, and then see if I can get him to help me get a ride on a bullet train. And I want to go up to Mongolia, up in that area, or by Tibet, Mongolia, and meet somebody and I might swing around to where I was down by Thailand and Tibet, where I was at when I was here last time, and go see some old friends that I met earlier this year. So I'm not quite sure how this is all going to turn out, but anyway, that's what's going on. And I won't be able, I don't know how I'm going to get this video out, because I might not get it out until I get out of China, because internet's limited here. So, but anyway, I just want to let you know, this is Mike, nostressmike.com. And